It's day 2 of the South Africa-China Electricity and Energy Investment Conference taking place in Beijing, China. The visit is led by Electricity and Energy Minister Dr. Kgosietsho Ramokgopa. Let's cross live now to Beijing, where we find SABC News Economics reporter Katlego Legodi. A very good morning to you, Katlego. It's most certainly, one can say that yesterday when we heard you, you spoke to a number of South African premiers who were quite enthusiastic about the conference, or at least the start thereof. Perhaps let's start with just what was deliberated upon yesterday before we get to day 2 today.
Well, a very good morning to you, Mfundo, and to our viewers at home. Really, when you look at it, the energy here is palpable as we look at these intense conversations that are centered around ensuring that South Africa moves with speed in terms of our, projects, infrastructure projects. Yesterday, you're right, various of those, books being opened here, prospectus being opened in terms of opportunities available at home. But we see them just talking about and being frank about how then we see some of these moving to address the challenges of energy that we have at home. And we know very well that it is really a race against time when you look at the plans that the IRP presents here. It has set timelines, and it's a 2.2 trillion rand investment portfolio. And we see them just looking at how then some of these companies can move into South Africa and ensure as well that, there is a mutual economic, benefit for both of these countries. Yesterday, notable was the fact that we saw 6 Chinese companies, the minister confirming that those companies have firmly confirmed into moving into South Africa, where some of these projects are concerned. Just this morning, we saw Noradi, a waste institute of South Africa, signing a memorandum of understanding as well with China in terms of how then they're going to be helping each other and cooperating where nuclear waste disposal is concerned. But I have a guest with us this morning, Meg Gloria Serobe, who's joining us from the IDC as the chairperson, and you'll just reflect with us. I mean, we saw you as part of a panel as well, and we know very well that the DFIs are here. You don't want to be missed where these conversations are concerned, especially where the crowding in of private capital is concerned, where these projects are. Let's talk about the importance of these financiers, but also some of these conversations in terms of moving South Africa forward. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you, Katlego. We're quite excited to be here. As Katlego says, I'm the IDC chairman, and my name is Gloria Serobe. I'm here with our CEO, Kgosietsho Ramokgopa, and also our head of the energy department, Nina Yose. That's how serious we take the trip. The invitation came from the Minister of Energy and Electricity, Dr. Ramokgopa, because he is here to actually sell to the investors of China to get involved with the electricity program in South Africa. And this is not a pie in the sky. These are very big projects, very high capital intensive, and they are real as opposed to concept. And his intention is to translate now these big ambitions into bankable projects. And that is why he invited IDC and DPSA to come on board. On our side as IDC, it comes after we had also signed an MOU with our national transmission company of South Africa in May. And its intention is to make sure that we do build the industrial capacity using electricity and NTCSA, and that then finds its expression in what we had to talk to these investors about, especially the DFIs of China, the CAD Fund, the Development Bank, and all of that. But not just that, because IDC also plays with the OEMs, IDC plays with the manufacturers, IDC plays with everybody in the space, because we have to translate all this into what is our strong mandate, that is the industrialization of South Africa. And we see in it a strong element of that and job creation. And so our conversation really in China as IDC is to encourage that the production, the manufacturing must happen in South Africa. That's our first prize. There's no shortage of finance. There's no shortage of the financing structures. There is no shortage of creative funding. Creative, I don't mean what is the word now? Funny things.
Yeah.
I'm talking about innovative structuring funding structures.
Yeah.
We also have a very deep project finance capability in South Africa, which, because of the size of the projects, it's not easy for them to be on people's own balance sheet.
Yeah.
So we do have that capability of funding off balance sheet. That is what IDC has been doing for the last 85 years. And our being here, as I'm saying, we have a selfish interest that we translate all of this into industrialization and our mandate of job creation. Of course, under the watch of our minister, he was here, so we had to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But yes, that's what it is.
Mama, everything of the best. Thank you very much for joining us on the SABC. Met Gloria Serobe coming through as the chairperson of the IDC, and they are talking about localization in Fundo, and that has been the overarching theme coming into the last day of this conference. It's back to you in studio for now.